like for a fundraiser or something. They'd have these big fundraisers for tens of thousands of dollars. They invite all these people, and they invite me and give me a ticket and say, "You come on in."
That's cool.
And I'd show I have to go buy a suit. Didn't have any money then. After I got out, didn't have a job. I didn't out of the got out of the Corps. I
Yeah.
just had to go buy a suit. And then so I'd show up and show up at his table, and it was never a media event with him. How you doing? What can I do for you? You know, what can I do for you? And I never asked him for anything, and I guess I should have. But I didn't because I never asked anybody for anything ever to this day. And I
Yeah.
never asked him for anything because if I did, I'd be in charge of the FBI right now.
I'd be in charge of the FBI right now. But he
But
was he was a very kind man to
very
you.
kind, very personable, like a normal person.
Yeah.
Because I've met other people when you meet diplomats and you meet other guys that are in the government and they're in high positions. They're nice, but their mind's always somewhere else, something going on,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. I
And
know what you mean.
yeah, and but even though they want to be nice, there's just something going on. They don't have time for you really, and it's not that they don't have time. It's just so much is going on, and they got stuff going on.
They have
He
a
wasn't.
hard time disconnecting from everything for a
Correct.
minute, yeah.
He wasn't. He didn't have to disconnect. He talked to you. He looked you in the eye, and he talked to you, and he was relaxed and talked to you and was normal talking to you. And like when he'd come and I'd see him here, it was a normal thing, and it was a great thing.
That must have been such an honor,
It
man.
was a very it was a very big honor, very for
Yeah.
me.
I mean, especially just given the fact that, like, Reagan is a lot of people argue is one of the best presidents
Yeah,
we've ever had,
yeah.
and plus he was such a great orator.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
I mean, he could speak. His speeches are unbelievable. And a lot of other folks I've talked to that had interacted with him said
Mhm.
that he was a very personable
Yeah,
guy.
very like a normal person.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
That's awesome that he shared that, like, how much he genuinely
yeah.
cared for you guys. And I imagine he probably did similar things for when he showed up to other locations that some of the other hostages might have been
Oh,
located,
absolutely.
for
No, absolutely. He did. It wasn't everybody. It was only a few Marines. He loved the Marines.
Yeah, he did.
He did love the Marines.
Yeah, he
I
did.
can't say it was everybody. I can honestly tell you it wasn't everybody. It was just a few of the Marines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one thing that's very true is, some of his speeches where he was talking about the Marine
Mhm.
Corps, there was you could tell there's a lot of love
Yeah.
for the Marine Corps from
Yeah.
him. Like talking about, like, a lot of people go their whole life, wondering, like, if what they're doing mattered, and he's like, Marines don't have that problem,
Right.
But I probably misquoted it, but yeah, you get the idea. He definitely loved Marines
Yeah.
for sure.
So it was a great honor.
Yeah. That's cool. And so you got to go to the White House, you spoke with him, like all of you guys, all the hostages together were there, right?
Yes.
And then,
So we got talked to him inside. He gave us that, and then they took us out back, and they had a huge ceremony.
oh,
All the military was back there, full dress uniforms. The Marine Corps band was back there. Eighth and I was back there, band. All that stuff. Eighth and I was there. Everybody was back there, and they had it all set up.